Thank you, President Nancy. Once again, this week, I have the honor of coming before you as your Rotary Foundation Chair for Westwood Village. And it's my honor to make a presentation of a Paul Harris Fellow to a committed, engaged teacher at University High. The presentation of the Paul Harris Fellow recognition is the Rotary Foundation's way of expressing the appreciation for a $1,000 contribution to the Rotary's humanitarian educational needs and programs. The recognition is named for our founder, Paul Harris, a Chicago attorney who started Rotary International with 3 business associates in 1905. Rotarians often designate a Paul Harris Fellow to honor friends, family members, volunteers, and teachers in our community. Today, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing teacher Khalil Sabah as he becomes a Paul Harris Fellow. Nancy, would you like to spend a few minutes and kind of give some of Khalil's background to the club?
Yes, absolutely. I have the privilege of introducing an exceptional human being. Khalil Sabah has had a long and wonderfully productive teaching career at Uni High. He holds a master's degree in humanities with a focus on music composition and an undergraduate degree in music performance. And he has been an ongoing champion of the Pageant of the Arts program at Uni High. I've gotten to see him in action for the past 2 years. I see how devoted he is to these kids. And just as important, I see their great respect for him. It's very moving. And it's astonishing to me to look at all of the things that you do. Khalil leads Uni's choral program, which encompasses vocal jazz, the school drum line, which he started, and the guitar and modern band program. He also directs Uni High's musical theater productions and is actively involved with the school's Stival Theater. He serves on several Uni High councils and committees. Even more important, Khalil is married to singer-songwriter and Waldorf teacher Ginger Smith and is father to 2 11-year-old twins. Khalil and Ginger also have 2 bands, and they have performed across LA and around the world. Talent for 2 lifetimes, easily. Khalil, it's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you, President Nancy. Khalil, you have been designated to receive this recognition by the members of the Rotary Club of Westwood Village and by the George and Marion Schwartz Fund. Schwartz Fund was established by George Schwartz, who was a longtime member of our club. Since George's passing, the fund has made annual donations to the Rotary Foundation and asked that George's club, the Westwood Village Rotary Club, designate involved teachers and volunteers in our community with Paul Harris Fellows. Khalil, a contribution to the Rotary Foundation is an investment in the ideal of goodwill, peace, and understanding. This is an ideal held high by Rotarians the world over, and one that you clearly share. Khalil, on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation, the trustees of the George and Marion Schwartz Fund, and on behalf of the members of the Westwood Village Rotary Club, it gives me great pleasure to present to you and everyone, you can see on the screen, the certificate, Khalil's certificate, as well as the Paul Harris pin, which I'll put up to the screen right here. Both are presented to you as emblems of the appreciation given to a Paul Harris Fellow, a certificate and the pin. And may I read the certificate? It says, Khalil Sabah is hereby named a Paul Harris Fellow in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given for the furtherance of better understanding and friendly relations among the peoples of the world. Let's all congratulate our newest Paul Harris Fellow, Khalil Sabah. Let's all give him a big hand. Khalil, I'll be mailing you your certificate and pin, and also we really look forward to inviting you at hopefully maybe at the newly improved UCLA Faculty Club for an in-person meeting where we can once again honor you as a Paul Harris Fellow. Thank you again.
Well, I would like to say I'm just delighted to receive this award. I'm, you know, I'm grateful for this, and it's a tremendous privilege and honor for me to receive the Paul Harris Fellow and follow in the footsteps that of the guidelines that Schwartz has created, and I'm very pleased to be a part of this. And we have a very good tradition, and I see a lot of my friends that I've got to know on our screen here, and some of them aren't here today, but I'm always grateful to make friends with the Rotarians. And when Ed Jackson asked me to do this, it must have been over 10 years ago now, that we've really come together a long way, and we've grown this program, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And I look forward to continuing the tradition, because teaching is the greatest job in the world, and it doesn't matter what your job is. To me, it's like being a teacher, but being a music teacher in particular is the greatest job in the world. And I was supposed to be a rock star in another life, but and even if I were, I would still say being a public high school music teacher is the greatest job in the world. And I'm thrilled to be doing this work, and I'm thrilled for the kids that I work with, and the connections I've made with my teachers and my principal. Thank you, Claudia Middleton, for supporting me, and also our former principal, Mr. Davidson, who Eric Davidson was a Rotarian himself. And so I look forward to continuing the tradition, and I'd like to thank Nancy and Steve and everybody here today for acknowledging me. And it's work that I love doing, and I will continue to work hard doing. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. It's wonderful to have you. Congratulations again. And now, speaking of Rotarians, Bill Rohn, would you please introduce today's guest speaker? Bill, you're on mute. Bill?
There. I'm unmuted now, I think.
Okay, great.
Let me tell you how I got acquainted with Linda. Some years ago, my mother passed away and left a lot of furniture that my kids decided, well, they wanted a bunch of it. So she was living in Orange County, and we moved that furniture down to my warehouse downtown. This furniture was sitting there, and I asked my kids, well, when are you going to take it? And they said, well, I don't think we want it at that time. So, I had it there, and I decided I wanted to find a good home for it because it was very special to me. And I started looking around. There was a Salvation Army, there was Habitat, there were a few things. I belonged to a fishing club in San Fernando Valley, and we had a meeting one night. I meet some people from Orange County. I was telling them about the furniture, and they said, oh, I know where to go. The Rotarians at Camp Pendleton take this furniture. They have all these homes down there, housing for the returning vets. And, they don't have anything, and the Rotarians will give it to them. So I said, okay. So I call up Linda and the Rotarians and Linda, and tell her about it. She said, we have a great family for that furniture. And I said, great, will you come pick it up? She says, oh, I'm so sorry, we don't go out of Orange County. I said, okay. So I called my mover who had moved it to my warehouse, and I asked him, well, will you come take it back? It would be a wonderful gift if you would take it back to Camp Pendleton. Said, gave me a price of a couple $1,000. Said, okay, well, I'll think about that. So, I am a UCLA donor, and I go to all the basketball games, football games. So we're at the Pavilion Club in Pauley Pavilion. and I'm sitting next to this gentleman, yada, yada. We start talking about the furniture. He said, oh, I know how you get it down there. Call the supply sergeant. He'll take it down there. Okay, so I called Linda the next day and I said, we can get it down to you. At that time, she said, well, we have a new deal. We have a hotel that we're coming in and getting furniture from, and we can also come get your furniture. Okay, so the next Monday morning, we're down at my warehouse, and here these two Marines show up with their crew cut. And fortunately, I did have my decorator down there with her crew because she was taking a few things. And they load up their step van. Off goes the furniture, which was great, left a lot of space in my warehouse. So I was very pleased and I was so happy to get to know Linda. And I'm very happy to know all the things she's done and that we have gotten in Nancy's bio of her and the bio that she sent with us. She is so involved in Rotary. And I think she could tell us about the Marines and what's going on and the things that Rotary does for them in Camp Pendleton. So Linda, will you mind taking over from my little segue?
Thank you, Bill. That was very kind. I just want to tell you how happy I am to be able to come and speak to you today. I love talking about my favorite job in the world, and that's helping young Marine families. As Bill described, well, I've been doing this for quite some time. I'm ashamed, but I'm older than I think. I started in 2007 and have been doing it ever since I'm a retiree. But when we put the Rotary Club of Camp Pendleton on the base, we, like every other Rotary Club, were searching for a project, a meaningful project, so that people could see what Rotary was about. Because some retired Marines had worked very hard for 4 years to get permission to put the club on the base. And so we searched and searched, and Marines cannot ask for anything, and they can't solicit for anything. So there has to be people in the Rotary Club who can, like myself. I have a bunch of civilians so that we can go out and ask people for things. And the Marines come and go. And so we have a very difficult time keeping our membership up, but we do. And for the last, well, it's coming up on 16 years now, we have gone out. We have a big white truck, and we have volunteer active duty Marines who drive the truck and pick up the furniture. And they go out 5 days a week. They do 4 pickups a day, or sometimes more if we have more stuff. And they go to people's homes who have called and said, we have these donations we'd like to give to the Marines to say thank you for what they do. And they give it to us. Obviously, they're donations. They give it to us for free. We ask that it be in good condition, like Bill's was wonderful. It can't be broken or stained or torn or anything else, because we're not trying to make these Marines feel like they're destitute. We're trying to make them feel, that they're appreciated. And so we go out of our way to get nice things for them. We take all kinds of household goods, furniture and pictures and dishes and pots and pans and sheets and towels, because when I first started the project, I went into base house, and that couple, all they had in their home was a dish drainer and some cups from a fast food restaurant. There was no table, no couch, no bed, no nothing. And they were sleeping on the floor and eating on the floor until somebody nice like Bill helps them out. And so we pick up all these donations all week, and we bring it to a small space that the Marines have allowed us to use on Camp Pendleton. And on Friday mornings, every Friday except for holidays, we open it up at 8 o'clock from 8 to 12 and have the families and Marines, whomever needs help, come in and take what they need for free. If we get it for free, they get it for free. One, Marines have no money. Two, they need it. And if they go out into town and try and buy furniture, as everybody knows, it's expensive. And the Marines don't have that kind of money. And what will happen, unfortunately, many times is they'll be cheated and they'll be in debt for God knows how long. So we're doing our best to help them out to stay away from that. So we let them in. Since we've been doing it for 16 years, obviously the program has grown over the years. And now when we open the doors, we're looking at a line that goes up the hill from where we are and down the street. And by the end of noon, when we close, we are helping between 120 and 150 families a week. And as you note on my bio, I am only a satellite club because I don't have enough members to be a full-fledged club because of the transitory nature of my demographics. But we're up to 12 members. These 12 members have been with me for the last 6 or 7 years. The bulk of them are civilians like myself, and then we changed the military portion of our membership from time to time. But with 9 members last year, we helped 11,000 families. And but last year we didn't do just furniture. We are also a part of a program because of COVID, whereby money went to the small farmers in the area of San Diego, and we got cases, and I mean banana box size cases of fresh fruits and vegetables to start. There were 8 different kinds of fruits and vegetables in each case. And we handed out about 2,000 of those cases. And then they upped the program and they put meat and eggs and milk into the cases. And we delivered another 2,000 cases of those. Now, it seems people look at me and they say, well, doesn't I hate to use this word, government take care of them? Well, obviously not. And the reason we have to give food is there's that many families run out of money at the end of the month for food. It's unfortunate, but it is, because the 3 lowest ranks in the Marine Corps and any military that in the United States, if they're married and have a child, they qualify for welfare. And so running out of money for food is not uncommon. They don't come, they don't beg, they can't ask. We just know it happens, and we try and do our best to help out as best we can. We also have from time to time some outstanding, wonderful donations, especially from Orange County and Los Angeles County Rotarians. We've gotten 350 bridal gowns. We've gotten 400 brand new Tempur-Pedic mattresses the size of bunks, so that we can trade out the nasty Marine mattresses and that have to be sprayed with Lysol before anyone can sleep on them. We've gotten brand new baby clothes in the thousands and thousands with the tags on them and in bags in all sizes. We've gotten when COVID was first announced, Southwest asked us to take all of the current snack boxes that they had, which amounted to about 4 or 5 pickup trucks full of snack boxes. They went so fast I couldn't even keep track. We've gotten a shipment that was supposed to go to Bloomingdale's, but for whatever reason, it didn't get there. And we got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of brand new women's clothes. And then lately we got a big shipment of Lucky brand clothes that were both men's and women's. All of this stuff is given out to the Marines for free. We have special events we'll announce, and people will come, and it's a couple hundred, 300 people each time. We also do humanitarian things. We have built a memorial wall on Camp Pendleton. We are the first Rotary Club ever to build a memorial on a base. Memorials for military heroes has to be built by the public. It cannot be built by the government. And so we got together, we got 7 Rotary Clubs together to get the money to build this particular wall. It commemorates the fallen that have left from Camp Pendleton. There are over 1,600 names. There are women, there are men, and there's no rank. The wall lists them by date of death. And you will see at Veterans Day, Memorial Day, or whatever, friends and family will come to the wall and trace their names. Now, because it took us so long to get the wall done, in 2012, we made a video of the wall and sent a video to every family member on whose name was, who had a family member on the wall, so that they would know that that family member was not forgotten. We have special events. We have, because of some help from support from the Los Angeles district, we have a Halloween party every Halloween, except for the COVID last year, for between 1,000 and 1,500 Marines and their families. We have Christmas parties. We collect toys at Christmas and hand them out to the children. This week is a hard week for us because there was a bad accident up in Okinawa and several Marines were severely injured. And they and their families are being brought back to Camp Pendleton for surgery and recovery. And so they have nothing because all their stuff is still in Okinawa. And so they're going to be coming to us, as many as they can, to get beds and dressers and tables and chairs for their families. And it's our fortune that somebody gave us a very special bed that was made, a custom bed that was made because this woman had a very bad back. And we are collecting it so that we can give it to one family where the Marine has a traumatic spinal injury. He has 3 little kids. So we take care of things like that. I get calls from time to time with special needs. And one in particular kind of puts things in perspective for me, why I will not leave this job until they take me out in a box. I got a call one day from a wife of a colonel who was in command of a battalion of 5,000 Marines. And one of his sergeants and his family were coming back from Okinawa because the wife, the 27-year-old wife, had been diagnosed with colon cancer. And she needed therapy here in the States. So the wife of the colonel said to me, I'm babysitting with the 2-year-old of this family, and they also have a 1-year-old, and the husband is taking the 1-year-old in one of those, excuse me, ladies, but I never had any children, so I just say one of those carrying cases that they put the babies in, and drive them down to Balboa for therapy, over an hour's worth. And when she came back from chemo, the wife was having to sleep on the floor. So the woman I was speaking to on the phone says to me, all the wife wants to do is make a meal for her family so that she can feel normal. So I make a few calls, Rotarians snapped up to the effort, and we got a table and chairs and dishes and pots and pans and things and brought them to the home, and a bed, of course, a bed. And so we asked the husband, did he have enough money for daycare? Well, daycare used to be subsidized on the base, but it's not anymore. And so he said, no, he didn't, because daycare was at the time, and this is some years ago, $325 a child per month. That's $650 a month. And he didn't have that kind of money. So Rotarians stepped up again, and we gave him at least 2 months worth so that he could focus on his wife. So I'm sorry. But stuff like that just tells you the level of commitment that these young people have to the military. They sign a piece of paper that says they'll die for the country. I never did that when I got a job, but they do. And they go on deployment, and the wife is left at home with the children, and all you can do is help them. Okay. People in Rotary told me when I first joined up that I would know when I was a true Rotarian when I had my Rotary moment. And I thought about it. I said, geez, how am I going to know? When we started our Rotary Club, we needed a way to have a fundraiser. And so we decided that we would have what we call Dancing with Heroes. And what it was a formal dinner dance on the base. And so we sold tickets. The civilians sold tickets. People would buy the tickets, and they would buy tickets for the Marines. Marines came. They came for free. And I know, ladies, this is fairly, cheesy, but I had them come in their dress blue uniforms. And they are the nicest uniforms in all of the military. And now they give them medals, and the medals are big and gold, and they're beautiful on their beautiful young chests. And in the 7 years that we had that going, I never saw a Marine buy a drink, ever. But we raised a lot of money. We did some things on the base. We took care of things that the Marines needed. We gave a scholarship to Palomar College for veterans. We gave money to the good guys in San Diego City proper who built cabins tore down the old cabins and put brand new cabins on the beach, and they were handicapped accessible. But at the first dinner dance, I was the chairperson. And when we had dinner, I asked everyone in the room who was in the military, a family of a military, ever in the military, to stand. And we toasted them for their sacrifice. I come down off the stage, and a young woman walks up to me and says, "Would you meet my husband?" So I said, "Of course." She said, "Well, I have to warn you, this is 2007. He's been injured, but we love him, whatever." And she walks me over to this young Marine in his dress blue uniform who was sitting in his chair with half his face gone. He has a stick for blind people. And I go over to him and I meet him, and it was his name was Sergeant. And I said, "Oh, I'm so glad to meet you, blah, blah, the normal things." And I stepped away, and the wife looked at me and she said, "Oh, he can't see you, but he could hear you." And he got out of his chair and walked towards me, hugged me, and thanked me for what I had done. Well, I had done nothing compared to what he'd done. And that moment, I signed up for the duration. I enjoy it. I enjoy these young people. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy listening to them. I enjoy their children. They are, in my mind, these young people are the country's most precious jewel. And so taking care of them is a great job. Just like the teacher said, working with the young people is a wonderful, wonderful job, and it keeps you young. And I have fun. We have a very special retirement community down in Carlsbad called La Costa Glen. And when I was first starting out doing this project, I was down there talking to a retired Marine general and his wife about, we were looking, for a project, and we were thinking about helping these kids with the housing issue. And the wife of the general said to me, "Oh, we can help you." And so what she did at 92 years old was run around the retirement place, bother everyone, and got the people to donate all of the extra furniture they had or things. And the management down there gave us some free space to store it until we could pick it up. We have been going to that retirement place every single Thursday for 16 years. And they help us with all of the stuff that they donate week after week after week. And yet when Christmas comes, they get especially excited and give us boxes and boxes and boxes of brand new toys and checks to keep us going. But so we go down there. I go down there with young Marines, attractive young men. And sometimes the ladies get a little out of hand. I have one there whose name is Doris, and Doris is 90 something, and she's in her wheelchair on the patio every Thursday. And I bring, one week I brought these attractive men, and one of them was very tall and the other one was rather shorter. And she looked up at me and she said, "Who are they?" I said, "They're the Marines." So she said, "Oh, they're nice." And she said, "Can I have one?" I said, "No, Doris." I said, "Don't you think the tall one is a little much for you?" She says, "Oh no, I can handle both of them." And I have ladies asking me all the time if they can keep them, if they can adopt them. No, I have to come home. And so we put a smile on these people's face. And a good number of our customers, the donors are senior citizens, and they can't get rid of their furniture, and we help them with that. And we're a funnel, and we give it to these young families who need it desperately.
And she's much too modest. She works very hard and is very dedicated.
That's my sister. Okay. I paid her. Okay. But the Marines love it. Once I get them to do it drive the truck the first time, they want to stay around. They do it over and over and over. So for us, it's the perfect job. It's the perfect project. So I don't know what else to tell you, except I love it. It's the best job I ever had. The payment, when a young family looks at me and says, "Thank you, ma'am," with a big smile on their face, and then gives me a hug. And every single lady that works with me, and the gentleman, as I said, I've kept them. I can't get rid of them. They won't go away. They love the job too. And I want to thank everyone in Orange County, everyone in Los Angeles County, everyone who has helped us in any way, shape, or form, because believe me, you have changed the lives of thousands of people. So just know that. And I know doing projects overseas, and we've done some of those as well, is gratifying. But to touch the people you help every week is really, really special. And so I invite any one of you to come to our warehouse any Friday and come and see what we do, come and help out, help and get some hugs, because we'd love to see you. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. Anybody have any questions?
Linda, I have a question. You told a very moving and touching story by far, very meaningful, but you epitomized what Rotary is all about. May I ask you, have any other Marine bases copied what you've done there at Camp Pendleton?
We tried to set up two. One was at Miramar, and the other one was for the Navy. Neither of them has lasted, unfortunately. I have traveled around the country. I have tried Las Vegas. I've tried in Wilmington with John Capps. Sometimes we've tried at Lejeune, but I want to put this the way it should be put. Lejeune is the Marines, but Lejeune is not a neighborhood that necessarily has an extra stuff, if I can put it that way. It's not the same demographics as we have here in Southern California. That's all I would put it anywhere. I would go anywhere and tell them how to put it together. It just takes, the Marines do the heavy lifting. What we do in the middle is we just basically organize the furniture. So we're not doing any heavy lifting either. And we're just the facilitator. We're just taking the donors and the donees and putting them together.
Linda, just great. That's just terrific. And I will tell you, I think I was very fortunate.
He's wonderful and very humble.
Boy, you got a good cheering section, Linda.
I know.
You know, I want to just throw in a little note to our Rotarians. You know, we all end up with stuff, and this is a great way to move it on in a good direction that you'll feel good about and they will feel good about.
It's all tax deductible too.
That's right.
And every single cent goes to the Marine families. We don't sell anything. Never have, never will.
Nancy, could I just say, there's another collection going to be happening. I think it's the 13th and 14th of March.
Okay.
And it's led by our intrepid David Hensler and Jim Michelli. And I have to tell you, Linda, I've had the opportunity to go down there. It touches your heart. You cannot come out of there without tears. And it's something we can do that's very close by. And so we do reach out to all of our clubs to say, hey, this is something we can do, even during such restricted times as we're in right now. And Linda, you are my hero, honestly.
Oh, please, no.
All you do. You are amazing.
No, thank you. But like I said, it's the best job. And I don't know if I get more out of it than they do, but it's beautiful. They're beautiful. They're my children.
And so
Marcia, did you have a question? Oh, you're on mute.
I was going to ask, a few years back, I don't know, maybe Bet will remember it also. We had a district thing where we were all bringing diapers for
Yep.
Pendleton. Was that you also?
Yep.
Yeah.
We only have 160 babies a month. So we try and keep it down. We have 10,000 people under the age of 5. So they're so cute. Oh my God, they're so cute. And they're so grateful. Oh.
Babies go through about 11 diapers a day. So you can do the math if they need more diapers.
Well,
thank you.
The last couple of times we've gone down there with trucks full of diapers. And what you're thinking of, Marcia, is we used to collect at breakfast, you know, in person. And we also used to do the district picnic.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we've been shut down this year totally, but it has not lessened. I mean, people are looking for something to do, to feel good, to give. And we've set up 4 stations around the district that you can use for drop-offs. And of course, I think the main cheerleaders are David Hensler and Jim Michelli in the Valley. So amazing.
So Nancy,
Thank you.
can you get out to us the places of these donation sites? And is there going to be like a weekend coming up where we can take donations to?
Yes, I was about to ask the same question of Linda. Oh, there you are. You moved on my screen. So, yes,
Sorry.
I'm sure that there are a number of us who are interested in the logistics of the pickups. And I think the gentleman you mentioned, do they organize pickups in LA County? Is
Yes.
that- okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they do.
Okay.
They're terrific.
I think watch for the flyers. They do come out, and then go to the nearest place. For me, it's Jim Michelli in the Valley, and we always drive over there and drop stuff off. Then the trucks come up, pick them up. But the last 2 or 3 times, David Hensler's actually rented a truck himself because we've had too much stuff to go down, which is wonderful. So
Good problem to have, huh?
I know, it's the best.
I'm guessing you take checks also to buy diapers with.
Yeah, absolutely. You can never get enough.
Bet you were about to say something?
Well, I think a lot of us have learned the trick to often, if you go to Target to purchase, they will say, buy 2 of these big boxes of diapers and you'll get a $15 gift certificate. So what I do is load up the carts and then make them 2 by 2 by 2. So I get the $15 gift cards too.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's tremendous.
The whole thing is tremendous. It's just, I can't tell you how much they appreciate it. I really can't.
We'll be happy to make announcements. I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't apologize. We'll be happy to make announcements before your next drive to our club. And I'm sure that, because I'm learning a lot today, I'm learning more than I knew before. So I'm doubly thankful that you're with us. This is such a worthy cause. And I'm still stuck on something you said earlier, Linda, when you said the lowest 2 ranks in the Marines, if they have a wife and child, qualify for welfare. I find that appalling.
It is.
Absolutely. The sacrifice they make for our country, and yet they qualify for welfare.
Yes.
Food stamps, I guess, too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
We used to have programs on the base that just did food, but COVID changed it. And we had it, and they had a statistic that they delivered 47,000 bags of food in a year to the families.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so moving and so powerful. And I just want to mention a couple things. One is we greatly appreciate your being with us today and sharing this very moving information. I feel educated, and I definitely want to do more to help. And also an appreciation for your time. We will be making a donation to the Westwood branch of the Los Angeles Public Library in your name.
Thank you.
And let us put our heads together at a later date to talk about how else we might support your work.
Thank you.
Either as a club or individually or both. And we normally finish at 1:30, but if there are people who still have questions, if you're willing to entertain them, we would welcome that.
I make one offer before anyone asks a question. If it would help you and you would care to, when you have a meeting or a lunch or something, I can bring Marines with me.
Oh, fun.
Who mingle and sit and talk to them. We've done it several times in the past and people just seem to really like it.
I'll bet.
To sit with these young kids and listen to their stories. So if ever you would like to do that, please let me know.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Maybe when we have our first in-person meeting again.
Right,
whenever
there you
that might
go.
be, whatever year that might be. Are there any more questions? Well, Linda, thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you
us.
for the privilege.
Thank
Thank
you for thank you for the work you do and for sharing your very moving experiences. We're very grateful to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Everybody have a good, safe, healthy week. Take care. Same time next week, same place.